we are told right now. So if you see 15,290, you are not likely to twitch. But if you are relatively older, you remember all the adverts on Ghana television, especially about the use of condoms in managing this menace. I always say that when I see figures like this in newspapers or online portals, a lot of people have not even gone to test, so they do not even know. These are the people who may have ended up in hospital for one or two reasons. They were checked and now we know. The consequences of having many people being infected by this should not be lost on us. We are supposedly a rich country with all the minerals that we have, but we can't be spending a lot of money on healthcare alone. There are other areas that need help. So if you have so many people falling victim to this, government has to spend the little resources that they have to be importing all of these antiretroviral drugs. I saw these adverts on television, and it kind of like conscientized us in one way or the other about, protection with sex and all of that. But the numbers appear to be rising. These days, I barely see anything. The last time I engaged someone from the Ghana AIDS Commission, there was the issue of funding. I know they get support every now and then from some international NGOs here and there. But at some point, once we've decided that we'd have a Ghana AIDS Commission, we should find a way of committing some funds to the activities. I don't know how much, but if there is a way some funds can find their way there, I am sure it will do all of us a world of good. But let's try and also stay away from trouble. If it's not on, it's not in. I'm sure we all do remember that campaign. And to me, it worked, and it worked very, very strongly. If there is a way we can support the Ghana AIDS Commission to deal with that, I am sure it will do all of us a world of good. Then the last thing I want to talk about is the issue to do with the tariffs. The other day I was doing a basic maths with one of our guests who came into the studio, and I said, okay, so if there is even a 4% increase, what that means is that if you are paying 100 Ghana cedi for 1 week, 1 month, 2 weeks, whatever, now you're going to be paying 104 Ghana cedis. You would argue that the 4 Ghana cedis is negligible. Some would say so, some would argue otherwise. But this is my thing. If we say that one of the reasons why we consistently increase the price of utilities is to help with management and is to help with sustainability and is to help with funding and all the excuses that we give, can we also have these service providers also upping their game? I think that is only fair. So for example, if we are paying more for a particular service, then we should be getting the quality of service for which we are paying that amount of money for. I cannot be paying for water, for example, and then the whole month water flows through my tap once, and at the end of that 1 month they'll bring me a bill for me to pay. I cannot be paying, and every now and then there are challenges with power tripping, the quality of the power. Yes, maybe these days it's relatively stable, but it can be better, because every now and then, of course, in line with our work, we keep on getting messages and calls from people. My area has gone off for a certain number of hours, a certain number of days, it is affecting my business, blah 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 blah. So if people are being given all of these funds to help improve the conditions in that particular sector, it's only fair that if we are paying more, then we demand more. We demand quality. It's only fair. And that the managers of those particular spaces should ensure that funding is used and is used rightly. We cannot just be paying because we have to pay or ECG needs to run. No. The services that should be provided should also be better, and you should be getting better every single time. I make reference to those of you who still use postpaid, and if you like the various computations on that paper, you would see, if you have noticed, that you pay for street lights on that paper. It is supposed to be some coins, but ask yourself, do you see the street lights working where you are? If we are paying for a service, we should be getting the service. It's as simple as that. Do you see the street lights? For those of you who drive at dawn and for those of you who drive at night, Accra is in total darkness. Yet we are paying for it. We pay. It's not free. We pay for it. But what is the service like? So every time PURC comes up with an increase, Yes, in our part of the world, things barely go down. But if things are also going up, then it should come with some level of support for all of us. That's all we are asking for. And I don't think that when we ask for these things, we are asking for too much. Well, the phone lines are activated.